At a family dinner, my parents casually mentioned my sister's kids would be moving in with me, while she was building her love life. You won't mind, will you? They smiled. They had no idea I'd already moved into another apartment. Part 3. I mean, you don't have kids of your own, so you have more flexibility with your money. Still nodding, still eating. Once David sees how great I am in a relationship, he'll be ready to meet the kids and become their stepdad. It's perfect for everyone. Mom jumped in. We think it's a wonderful opportunity for Jennifer to secure her future. And the kids love spending time with you. It's really important for Jennifer's happiness. Dad added. This could be her chance to fizz a real family. I finished my last bite and wiped my hands on my napkin. When were you thinking of doing this? Well, Jennifer said. I was hoping maybe next Saturday. David's lease is up at the end of the month, so we want to start fresh. Next Saturday, so in a week. Exactly, I know it's short notice, but you're so good with the kids, and you don't really have anything else going on. I smiled. That sounds fine. Jennifer's face lit up, really.
Oh my God, Laura, thank you so much!
This is going to change everything for us. The kids will love living with their aunt, and David will fall in love with me, without any distractions. We finished dinner and I helped clean up. Jennifer was practically glowing as she told me about her plans for redecorating the apartment to make it more adult without kid stuff everywhere. I'll bring them over Saturday morning with all their things, she said as we loaded the dishwasher. They'll need their school clothes and everything since they'll be staying through the week. Of course. And I'll give you money for the babysitter, once David and I get settled. Sure. When I left that night, Jennifer hugged me tighter than she had in years. I love you so much, Laura, you're saving my life. I drove back to my new apartment, which my family didn't even know existed, and smiled the whole way home. Saturday morning was going to be very interesting. Saturday morning, I woke up in my new apartment and made coffee. I sat by the window, watching the river flow past, and waited. I knew exactly what was happening across town. At 9 a.m. sharp, Jennifer would be knocking on the door of my old apartment with 3 kids and enough luggage for months. She'd probably be excited, maybe even relieved to finally be getting rid of her baggage so David could move in without knowing about them. My phone started ringing at 9:15. Jennifer's name flashed on the screen. I let it go to voicemail. It rang to go to voicemail. It rang to 25. I turned the volume off and went back to my coffee. By 10 a.m., I had 12 missed calls and 15 text messages. I finally opened them. Where are you? Laura, we're at your apartment but nobody's answering. Why is there a phone number taped to your door? We called the number and it's your landlord. He says you moved out. What's going on? This isn't funny. David is supposed to move in today. Then my parents started calling. Mom's name appeared on my screen over and over. Dad texted me, call us immediately, your sister needs you. At 11 a.m., Jennifer sent a long text. I don't understand what's happening. Your landlord says you moved out last week. Where are you? David is coming with his stuff this afternoon. The kids are scared and confused, please call me back. I put my phone on silent and went for a walk along the river. When I came back an hour later, I had 23 missed calls. The texts were getting more desperate. Laura, please, I'm begging you, I don't know what to do with the kids. David just called. He's loading his truck now. I need you to take Emma, Jake, and Sophie right now. My whole future depends on this, you can't do this to me. I made myself lunch and read a book. My phone kept buzzing, but I ignored it. At 4 p.m., I got a text from Jennifer that was, just you. At 6 p.m., my cousin Rachel called. Rachel is Jennifer's age but way more sensible. We'd always gotten along well. Laura, thank God you answered. I just got off the phone with your mom, what happened? I told Rachel everything. About the constant babysitting, about Jennifer's plan to dump the kids on me for months, about the weekend disaster where they broke my TV, about how my parents always took Jennifer's side. Rachel was quiet for a long time. Jesus, Laura, I had no idea it was that bad. Nobody did, because every time I tried to talk about it, I was being selfish. So you just disappeared. I moved, I have a new apartment across town. They can't find me because I don't want to be found. Well, what happens now? I don't know, but I'm not going back to being Jennifer's free babysitter. Good for you. Rachel said, honestly, good for you. 2 weeks later, Rachel called again. You're not going to believe this. I got the full story about what happened with David. When Jennifer couldn't get the kids to you, she was stuck. David showed up with his moving truck, ready to move in. And there were 3 kids there that he'd never heard about. Jennifer had to confess that she'd been lying to him for months about having children. He was so angry about the deception that he loaded his stuff back up and left immediately. I wasn't surprised, but I felt a little sad for the kids. They didn't deserve to be treated like dirty secrets. How's she taking it? Not well. She's been calling everyone in the family, trying to get them to convince you to come back. But honestly, Laura, people are starting to see through her drama. Rachel, Mike asked Mom why you were expected to raise Jennifer's kids when Jennifer should be doing it herself. A few days later, Mom called. I almost didn't answer, but something made me pick up. Laura. Her voice was cold. We need to talk. You destroyed your sister's life. David was perfect for her, and now he's gone because you refused to help your family. Mom, Jennifer destroyed her own relationship by lying about having kids. She was protecting her future. She was being dishonest, and she expected me to help her lie. You're excluding yourself from this family with your selfishness. You excluded me first, when you decided my life didn't matter as much as Jennifer's. Mom was quiet for a moment. What do you want from us, Laura? I want you to understand that I'm not Jennifer's backup parent. I'm not her free babysitter. I have my own life. So you'll never help with the children again. I'll never be taken for granted again. Then I guess we have nothing more to talk about. I guess not. She hung up. That evening, I got a text from Jennifer. It was brutal. You are dead to me, I never want to see you again. You ruined my life and I will never forgive you. After reading that message, I did something I'd been thinking about for weeks. I logged into my bank account and canceled the automatic transfer for Jennifer's rent. Half her rent money was gone, just like that. I screenshotted the cancellation and texted it to Jennifer with a message. Since I'm dead to you anyway, I figured you wouldn't want my help with your rent either. Then I blocked her number. I blocked Mom's number too and Dad's. For the first time in 2 years, my weekends were my own. I could make plans without worrying about Jennifer showing up with 3 kids. I could go out after work without checking my phone for emergency babysitting requests. I could live my own life. Amy threw me a belated birthday party to make up for the wine I'd missed. You seem different, she said as we ate cake, happier. I feel different, like I can breathe again. It's been 3 months now since I disappeared from my family's life. I don't know when or if I'll talk to them again. Part of me misses them, especially the kids. But I don't miss the constant guilt trips. I don't miss being treated like my time and don't matter. Rachel updates me sometimes. Jennifer had to move to a cheaper apartment when she couldn't afford the rent. She's dating again, but this time she's upfront about having kids from the first date. Mom and Dad are helping with babysitting more now that I'm not available. Maybe someday we'll work things out. Maybe Jennifer will apologize for taking advantage of me. Maybe my parents will realize that loving your family doesn't mean sacrificing your entire life for them. But until then, I'm learning what it feels like to put myself first. And it feels pretty good.